Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review, episode number 9. This is I'm reviewing the 9th season of the series, and this season was roughly 35 episodes long. Now, I was originally planning to do this yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to finish all the season up in time, so yeah, it was like no time left to finish the season up, so today, yep, definitely finished up. Today had 5 episodes left, and I finished them up today. Yep. Now, I should make a slight correction for this for season 8. It not only just adapted chapters 261, 269, 273, 273, 75, but also adapted 284, 286, 299, and 302 in Magic Kaido chapters 23 and 24. This season adapted chapters 72, 276, 283, 287, 298, 313, 322 to 324, and 328 to 330. Wow, roughly a lot of chapters roughly for this one season. And last season, it's full of many multi-parters. Here are the multi-parters for season 9. We have The Client of Lies. We have a 3-parter known as There Were No Mermaids, where the 3-parters, part 1 is murder, part 2 is deduction, part 3 is resolution. Yeah, not the first one I've done this, but yeah, it's a bit unusual idea. And we have the Battle Game Trap, the Mysterious Pottery Class, excuse me, the Mysterious Passenger, the Evidence That Didn't Disappear. This was a fun one. The Nekka Beach Mystery Tour, the 3 Ks of Osaga Case, the Bullet Train Transport Case, Richard Moore's Imposter, Mystery in the Net, the Idol Star's Secret, and a 2-part to close the season, which is the 4th Metropolitan Police Love Story. Yeah, let's talk about this one first, because this one I just finished watching. Man, this one is a bizarre one. Yeah, where this one involves Saito getting involved with an arranged meeting because her mother really wants to pressure her into getting married. So she just picks his name at random. And it turns out to be one of her co-workers, one of her top superiors. Yeah, apparently he's rich. Okay, then why is he a cop? Who the heck knows? Yeah, and she really wants Takaki. Yeah, she's in love with him. I mean, it's very implied in this episode. Tagashi, yeah, it's been sort of like that for pretty much ever since he first saw her. And he has to solve a robbery case. Of course, Conan gets involved, calls him up on his cell phone. I'm like, how in the world did Conan get his cell phone number? Yeah, I do not know when he got it. Here's my personal theory of how he got the number. Like, there are 2 possibilities. 1, Tagashi gave him his business card, or 2, probably Inspector Moore probably gave him numbers of several of the known detectives in the actual, agency. So yeah, he probably has his numbers, Saito's number, Inspector Moore, stuff like that. Yep. And he basically kind of walks and helps him with the case. Now when he gets the phone call, he's shocked to hear it's actually from Jimmy Kudo. Yeah, which is kind of bizarre. Of course, he calls him on his earring cell phone. Yeah, that's how he calls him. And he also uses his voice changer in order to basically be on the phone with him, which is quite ingenious. Yep. And they find out that, yeah, of course, the whole thing with this one is the robbery thing. They try and catch a robber, runs to the bathroom, and somehow this bathroom has 2 guys and a woman. Okay, this is kind of wrong. Because here in the US, men and women do not use the same bathroom. No, they don't. Not the same exact one, mind you. They have their own separate things. That's the way it's been over here for years. I'm not really sure how it is over in Japan, of how in the world that a man and woman can use the same exact bath or restroom area. Because look, like on the right here is like 2 guys, and on the left it's like 1 woman, which is a little bit bizarre to say the least. Maybe there's multiple bathrooms in that building. I don't know, but it's one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in the series. And also apparently that the description of the robber has got 3 different descriptions. Like, one says like 170 meters tall, the other was 180 centimeters. And of course, multicolored shirt. Turns out it was actually the guy with glasses who was the actual robber. Okay. And of course, it was a deal. He had to be the guy. She had to be back to this particular meeting place by sunset in order to get Saito to break off the marriage engagement. Yeah, and Conan kind of helps him with that too. Yeah, kind of has the doctor, who's a friend of his, actually pose as him because, well, they're about the same height, so why not? And of course, they run out, and of course, eventually there's a case, and of course, she's basically going on duty wearing a Komodo. Yep. Yeah, quite an unusual one, but as for the whole marriage meeting thing, yeah, as far as I can tell, this is the second series I've seen, third series I've seen this happen. Like, this something that's a bit unusual to see, a marriage meeting. Yeah, where you have the parents meet in a way. Yeah, the only other series I've seen is in Gintama. Yeah, this is by far the only other series I personally have seen this in. I haven't seen any other series I've watched, just this one. Yeah, but it was a good two-parter, and eventually they got a chance to break out the engagement. But yeah, great one. All right, the first one they start off here is called Client Full of Lies. Yeah, Richard is hired by a woman named, what's her name here? Her name is Izumi. Yeah, there's something about her that, like, a lot of stuff she lies, but like she's a terrible cook, but she can identify stuff. Yeah, and of course they have like Harley show up at the end, and it's revealed that she is actually his mother. Oh yeah, and she's actually 42. And I agree with Richard Moore. She looks great for her age. Yeah. Because he's drooling over her the whole time. And, of course, is once he comes in, as soon as he sees her, he disappears for like a minute. He comes back, and he's basically cleaned himself up, shaved, except for a mustache, and basically put on a suit coat, because when he was first seen in the episode, he's basically out of shirt, and it's quite funny. Yep. And eventually she's able to stop a particular woman who's trying to commit senpakuto. Yeah, this is basically ritual suicide. Yeah, I've read about it. I read about it online, so I know what she's trying to do. She's using a katana to try to commit suicide because she killed somebody and she wants to take her own life. And of course, she steps in, uses her fan, and stops her. Of course, she's basically wearing Komodo the whole time. And of course, no one believed this woman was actually Harley's mother because, well, of his dark skin. And he goes, nope, it's not from his parents. It's actually from his grandfather. Okay. Okay, that's a bit unusual. Too bad we don't meet his grandfather in the series. But this was a really good two-parter. And all about video cassette player, so actually quite interesting. Next one was a three-parter. Involving mermaids, and when I was watching this, I was watching a remastered version of it, and they took these 3 episodes and edited them together. Now, normally, if you watch these 3 episodes back, like, their actual usual length, which is about 24 minutes, this is about roughly an hour and a half episode. But this was basically, I watched this in roughly like an hour. But, yeah, there was also one point when Harley's basically falling off a cliff with Kuna, and he basically saves her, despite the fact she actually took an arrow. Of course, this whole thing is one involving an arrow, and stabs him in the hand for just to save her, sacrifice her to save him. But Harley's like, nope, you're not doing that. I'm protecting you. He's like, I would never let anything happen to you. Chris came back battered and bruised. And the whole thing was over like a series of murders happened on this island. And it turns out it was the old lady. And it turns out, nope, this old lady did not actually exist. She did, but she's been dead for a long time. Yeah, it turns out it was actually her great-granddaughter posing as her. How she accomplished this? Makeup. Because she and her friends did a film together this very island. Something called the Roaming Nuns. Yeah. This was a particularly interesting 3-parter. And how she accomplished the thing of her being short is tying up her legs to basically appear that she's short. Interesting little 3-parter. Secret of the High Sails. Yeah. This not involving like jewelry. Yeah, this one really just I agree with Conan. This was not very interesting of an episode. Yeah, Kid hires the junior detective lead to investigate this one guy, and even though his restaurant is successful, and in terms of the reason why he'll make successful was the bag of jewels. Yeah, this was not interesting. It's probably the most boringest episode of the whole entire season. hmm The battle game trap. This one was a fun one. This one used Judy Starling. Yes. Now, there was a theory rolling around. I looked up online. Apparently, there was a theory rolling around that she and Verma were the same person because of striking resemblance. Yeah, I read to the point in the manga where these two have met, and they're complete two separate people. Yeah, that's happened the most recent thing in the manga that I've read so far. Yeah. One difference between the two of them is that Judy actually wears glasses and Vermouth doesn't. Yep. And how this murder was accomplished, okay, apparently this guy had been, well, strapped to this very weird virtual reality game. Of course, it's the 90s. Apparently, from what I heard, of course, my dad helped out with experimenting with virtual reality. Yeah, something the military was experimenting with. That was bizarre. Yeah, he put on this helmet, put this strap down, and apparently you sort of get clamped in these straps, and apparently you feel the blows, like when you get hit, and it turns out it's actually a vibration that does that. And how the guy accomplished this is quite unusual. He poisoned him via some needle that he kept in a cigarette butt that he managed to wrap up in a bubble gum and put it like on a piece of paper. And just by sheer coincidence, the employee who worked in the store, had just miraculously stepped on it, and whenever he walked with it, it sounded like coins clinging to each other. Yeah. And when you first see this guy, he's taking out coins, and he's also getting his gut kicked in by the victim. Yeah, this guy was a complete jerk anyways. And killing him over a video game. Of course, also the guy who fought him, yeah, he was the actual murderer. Why? Because his sister dated him. Apparently she broke up with him. Yeah, it was particularly very weird. Oh yeah, and apparently this guy was unemployed. I'm like, did this guy spend the whole time hanging out in the arcade? Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, it's particularly a very odd thing, and he lost. And the actual murderer is a game reporter. Yes, from what I've heard about game reporters, a lot of the time these guys are not very credible due to the fact they're paid off by publishers. Yes, this is why I've heard about these particular people. I mean, in the case of regular reporters report actual news, they don't a lot of the time are not basically paid up by other people. In the case one reports about video games, yeah, they're generally paid off by publishers to write good reviews on them. Yeah, I heard about this via Angry Joe. I'm sure it's mostly true, but yeah, like, how in the world can a gaming reporter basically be taken seriously if being paid off by a publisher? Yeah. Been an unusual one. The mysterious pottery class? Yeah, this one was a bit of a weird one. Yeah, and here's the thing. The guy who got killed was this master's son-in-law because, well, he was married to this guy's late daughter. And there was a rumor that he was sleeping with the guy's female assistant, and that turned out to be true. And he killed him with his necktie. Yeah, he strangled him with it, and he put him in the closet. Okay? Yeah, then you show how the accomplished fact he kept it hidden the whole time. And, yeah. It was quite obvious this guy was the killer. Yes. I'm like, could they just not make it quite obvious that he was a murderer? Nope. Let's have him make him be the murderer because he takes the necktie, of course the guy already taken off, and it's shown he's going to strangle him with it, and yep, he is definitely the murderer. This is seen in like a few times in the course series where the murder is so obvious, and yep, Conan was able to prove the fact was him. Yeah. And this is all over a tie. Yep. Gray murder weapon. A beige tie. The Mysterious Passenger. Yeah, this one was an interesting one. Also involved return of Jody Starling, and a bus being taken hostage, and of course they're taken hostage by, of all people, people dressed up in who look like they're going skiing. Yeah, and of course Anita is sort of traumatized by this. She's traumatized for a little while until she's basically recovered, thanks to seeing a dog. All because she suspects that somebody is hunting her from the black organization. On this bus, there really wasn't any. Basically, yeah, there was this other guy named Ati, I think his name is. Yeah, the guy is later revealed being an FBI agent, and Judy Starling is an undercover FBI agent as well. Posed as an English teacher. hmm This was an interesting one, and had the entire the Junior Detective League, including Professor Gawa, taking down the hostage takers. Yeah, and of course Conan saved Anita by wrapping her up in a cloth and then just shooting, like, firing, like, taking a ball and breaking the window and then jumping out with her. And then having her get away. Yeah, this was an interesting one. The apartment degradation case. Yeah. This all involved drugs. This was just. I barely remember this episode. The evidence that did disappear. Yeah. No murder, no theft, this involving a disappearing dog. But this was interesting. This would think, okay, disappearing dog, number usual. Where did the dog disappear to? Apparently the dog was kept behind a speaker for a stereo. And who did this? A dog breeder. Yep. And the little dog who got stuck in there was named Doyle. And there was another dog named Arthur, and of course there was another one. There was also a third dog named Conan. Yes, named after the creator of Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And this woman who's also a dog breeder, yeah, her dog's name is Christy, obviously named after Agatha Christie. Yeah, I wonder if she had another dog named Agatha. Yeah. And, of course, that because he was going to the UK like about 2 weeks. Yes? Yes? It looks like I have to put this one on hold for a bit. But until I see you on part 2, bye.